What's up, guys? So, in this episode of TV with John Gramer, I'm going to be covering two different things based on the order that I found out about them today. This is the Vikings. The Vikings rode to 500 wins. The Broncos I've liked ever since Peyton Manning played there. So, earlier today, or maybe it was like, can't remember when it was actually. Wait, when? Never mind. Anyway. Recently I noticed that WyattzWorld, the same guy that I got the idea to fudge nugget. Okay, for some reason my screen stopped recording. Okay, I'm gonna have to restart that now. Anyways, so WyattzWorld, the same guy that I got the idea from to do my Madden quarterback ratings, posted this video. Sorry, my light is super overexposed. Yeah. Made a video. So I have a bit of a sore throat. I had to track me earlier today. He made a video giving wide receivers their Madden ratings. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch this, and I watched his running backs video and made me think. What I want to do is I want to watch his video, and since I haven't seen it before, we can watch that and then compare it to what I did just as reference, because they're probably gonna be very different. So let's start this. My gosh, dang, come on. Why? You know what, I'm just not gonna do any more screen recordings. I think one example of a receiver that is 69 overall or under is Laquan Treadwell. I think he might be the only one. Bruh. That one I know for a fact I do not agree with, and you'll see why. I'm gonna skip ahead forward to where I started off my ratings. So, first off, what in the heck? Why is it? Okay, he has his totally different. So, what in the world? This is weird. Cause the orders that I have for mine and the order that he has for his are totally different. So I guess we're not exactly gonna be able to compare them. But I'll just give you like my general idea of how good I think they are. So to start off, I do not agree with this. I do not think he's a 99 overall. I think he's a 98 overall. just because I don't think he's like as dominant as like a Randy Moss is or like a Calvin Johnson. So like him. I don't even remember what I give him, but I do agree with that. Just know if I don't give you like an exact number, like for Nelson Aguilar, Brandon Ayuk, and AJ Brown, I'm not giving an exact number. That's just mostly because I don't remember the number I gave him. If I remember the number that I gave any of these players, I will say it. But if I don't remember, I'm not gonna take the time to think. Are they a 73 or 74 or 75? Like I'm not gonna take that much time. Yeah. Mana St. Brown, it's not that hard to say. Oh, oh, that's what he meant by fix the list. Dude. Barely played last year. What do you mean? Oh. 92, no. I don't know if maybe I just haven't seen enough of him, but I don't think he's a 92. DJ Chark is overhated? What do you mean? I've never had anyone say their opinion at all about DJ Brown. All I know is he's super very underrated, if anything. Meaning like not that people think he's trash and he's great, but because he doesn't get a lot of attention. These guys sort of like what? I feel like Adam Thielen is becoming this because Justin Jefferson is getting up so much to the attention, yet Adam Thielen is still an incredible wide receiver. You saw the Vikings' first game against the Lions, he had those 2 catches that put us in field goal range to beat them. Adam Thielen is still wide receiver 1 talent on many teams in the NFL, but he just doesn't get the attention. JJ Brown is not close to an Adam Thielen, but he's better than us. I don't know if I'd give him a 79. I think he might deserve a little bit more. I guess he did. He just had a really good 2019 year. Yeah, I do not disagree with that. That's okay. Literally, Deontay Johnson, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Chase Claypool, I all gave between, I think it was like 80 and 83 or 84, because they're all like very similar talent, but Juju Smith-Schuster, I think he's just like the tiny notch below them. So. I think I gave Jamison Crowder, I do remember I gave him a 77. No, 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 not a 96. He is very dominant both as a receiver and as a rusher, but he's not a 96. You cannot put him up. I don't think you can put him that high. I think I gave him like a 92 or something. But I realize I might be very hardly red pilled in this. I think give him like an 89. DK Metcalf stats. 75 receptions, 967 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Okay, that's not terrible at all. How many games did DK Metcalf play last season? DK Metcalf had 17 games. 17 games, oh, okay. Not great, not terrible. Yeah. Will Fuller is a guy, much like Robbie Anderson when he was with the Jets. He himself is not a great receiver by any means, but the fact that he was like the number one receiver on the Texans for, I guess, was it, did they get Brandon Cooks the same year they threw off? I think they got Brandon Cooks the same year that they did trade or cut or whatever. What's his face? I can't remember what his name is. Deandre Hopkins. Yes, I just forget Deandre Hopkins' name. But he's a guy like, he's one of those guys. He's not a great receiver by himself, but the fact that he's the number one receiver, he did a lot. I'm pretty sure Chris Godwin, at least early in the year last season, was the number one target there. Either that, or maybe I heard that Antonio Brown became more of a receiver there. Wait. Oh, 78. One thing, no wonder his video is so much shorter than mine was. Mine was over 40 minutes. He comes up with his ratings so quick. I take any of these receivers and I take a solid 16 and a half years to think of their rating, because I take them and I'm like, does it, I think they're actually, and then I finally give them like an 82 overall or something like that. Yeah, he hasn't. I think that's exactly what I gave him too. Yes, he does have the talent to be a 99 overall, but he hasn't done like, he hasn't. I guess he did have a really good catch in the very first game of the season against the Titans in the back of the end zone. That's an insane catch, and then also he had that catch in triple coverage against the Bills. But other than that, he hasn't been like as much of a talk as he was with the Texans. I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna check what I did for Justin Jefferson, because I think a lot of these guys I either rated them. Actually, I think WyattzWorld's rating a lot of these guys a lot higher than I did. So I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit in this. Okay, yeah, I think I give T Higgins again. No, not T Higgins. Whatever. Let's see. Gosh. Okay, yeah, we're about to really deep in this. What's he at now? Okay, Adam Thielen. I gave Adam Thielen's rating way early. He's what? What did I give Adam Thielen? What in the heck did I? Okay, what the? So, I wanted to see what Deandre Hopkins' stats were. Jiminy Christmas. I'm 15 minutes into the video and I've only rated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guys. That gives you an idea of how slow I am with these ratings. Oh, yeah, and because of the fact that for some reason the list I did not include Cooper Kupp at all. I just substituted in Julian Edelman for him because Julian Edelman is retired and Cooper Kupp isn't on it, but Julian Edelman was on there, so I just put him in. Also, he's another really good wide receiver, so kind of fit it perfectly. I think I only gave him like a 93 because yes, he's always a big threat, but he doesn't have a lot. He isn't like he doesn't have a ton of talent. So let's see. I want to see where did I put Justin Jefferson? Goodness gracious, I'm deep into this. Um, Come on, keep going. Oh yeah, I remember Darius Slayton was the only receiver that I put in trash, which was I had as 70 and below. So gosh, by the time I rated, I was 30 minutes into it, and I still hadn't done as many players as WyattzWorld did in 8 minutes. That's kind of embarrassing. Come on, where's? Can't even see where Jettas is. Where even is Jay Jettas in this list? I don't see him anywhere. Oh, he's one of the dead last receivers. I'm just gonna go all the way down there and see what I did for him. Oh, hold up. I think I got close to him. Okay, I've gotten to him. Jefferson. This is another one like Cooper Kupp, where yes, he's like a top 5 receiver in the league, but like talent wise, he's not. Actually, I don't know. I was gonna say talent wise, he's not that great because I don't know why I didn't think he has that much talent. Which, if you watch any of his highlights, you know he has just as much talent as Deandre Hopkins has, and that is not an overstatement. I'm gonna give him a 95 overall. 95 overall. Okay, so that's basically what. Yeah, 95 sounds accurate. 97 sounds good. Okay. All right, now let's continue. Yeah, Jerry Judy is a guy like. Uh, 98, no, I would not put him there. Yes, he had the best receiving season ever, but that's because he was used perfectly to do that. He does not have the talent to be 98 overall. No chance.
I want to say 18. Beast. On to Jarvis Landry, 85. I honestly do think that he brings like really good leadership onto the field, though. Moving on, Tyler Lockett. I did it for Chris Godwin, so I'll do it for Lockett. I don't know what I gave Chris, honestly. I kind of forgot. 91 to Lockett. He's very much a top 20 receiver, and in Madden, it's looking like more than 20 might be above 90 when this is all said and done. Moving on, we got Hollywood, 88. Kind of gave him a hard time. He's not as terrible. He did pretty good this year. I think he's only as good right now as his quarterback is, and Lamar, like him, inconsistent. But legitimately, he's only gotten better every year. Moving on.
But what I was gonna say about Jerry Judy is he seems like a guy. Really, the only reason I think about him this way is because of the game he had against the Jets 2 seasons ago, when he basically just he made those defenders look stupid. If you saw Drew Lock just chucked up a prayer to him, and Jerry Judy, like the Jets defender was like falling down over him, and it basically falls into both their hands, and then he just rolls into his. And right after that, I wanted to say Jerry Judy was like a great receiver, but he's not. He's just a guy. He looks like he could be good in the future, but not gonna lie, I think his ceiling is very low. I think his ceiling is extremely low. I think he's one of those guys sort of like what Hollywood Brown was looking like in 2019, where you think he could be good, but in reality, he just cannot be that good.
He's going to be good. Right now, 78. Moving on, we got Marvin Jones. He's been the same guy his whole career as far as I'm concerned. Might be over generous here. 85. Moving on, we got Scary Terry. 89. I thought about that one already. Consistent, great. To be fair, he hasn't had a real quarterback. Right now, I think he's going to. But it doesn't matter who you throw out there. He's still the same guy. He's kind of like Brandon Cooks. He just hasn't been around as long. Moving on, we've got Darnell Mooney. Just talked about him the other day. Very young yet, and it was his best season. 84.
84? I don't think that.
And he probably still won't be back in the 90s because he got hurt. But he changed so much on that team. Proved that he's still the same guy. I'm going to give him a 93. Moving on, we've got Devontae Parker, 81. He just continues to be really underwhelming. On to Michael Pittman. He should be an 85. Getting better. He just never, ever has a consistent quarterback. It's unfair. Moving on, we've got Jalen Reagor, the only guy who could be under a 70, I guess. I'll give him a 72. He's fucking terrible. So next, we've got Allen Robinson. Oh, God. 85.
Yeah, Jalen Reagor, yeah.
Still think he's great, but last year was a huge fall down. Moving on, we've got Laviska Shenault. What did he do last year? I don't have any memory of him. 600 yards and 0 touchdowns.
I wonder if Laviska Shenault was the guy that I related to Jerry Judy.
It's very, very underrated rookie season because Jamar overshadowed him. Now, his numbers weren't even close to him, but he still did well. 86. Moving on, we got Cortland Sutton. Expect big things out of him, but last year also kind of a dud. He did a little bit better than Jerry, though. 82. Up next, we've got Adam Thielen. 87. Still a touchdown machine. I think he'll be productive. He's just
I think that's what I put him as. Gosh, back in Madden 19, when he had a 96 overall Team of the Year card, I legit thought he was that good. He had 1,373 yards, so he did have a very good season. Stephon Diggs also had over 1,000 yards, but he's never been a 96 overall receiver. Maybe, I guess, the 2 games he had against the Packers in 2018 was a 96 overall receiver because he had like 134 yards and a touchdown, and then like 125 yards and 2 touchdowns or something like that. Those are like 96 overall stats. But he as a receiver has never been that good. I think like if you bring out literally every single piece of potential in him, he could be that. But then again, that's what happened with Cooper Kupp, and I don't think he's a 96 overall receiver. He just happened to be used perfectly. And so why do I say that? I'm feeling good with that. Anyway, whatever.
Michael Thomas, the one guy I give the benefit of the doubt for missing an entire season, because if you just go back and look, as much as I hate him, he has been so good. He's a douche, though. 92 still. Moving on, we've got Jalen Waddle right in the...
Yeah, he's so good at catching slants from Drew Brees, who can't throw any more than 10 yards. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can do that. If you play him every time, like planning for the slant but being ready for really anything, I don't think he would have the same production at all.
Devontae Smith, very underrated, great rookie season, just overshadowed by the animal. Not gonna lie, I do think he was a little bit more impressive than Devontae Smith, though. I would probably give Jalen Waddle an 87 if I gave him an 86. Really getting down to now, we've got two left. Mike Williams, he should
87
be borderline 90, nothing wrong with him at all. I just think he serves as more of a deep threat than a reliable, getting open in the midfield kind of guy. And last but not least,
Is he better than Adam Thielen?
unfortunately missed an entire year. I think he's going to be great in Tennessee. He wanted to go to Tennessee. He's been underrated the way it is. I will say
Robert Woods missed most of the year, did he? What was I gonna say, Devontae? Robert Woods games played. Oh, he only played 9 games. Wow. Anyway, so that is how he would rate it. Now let's get into the second story of the day, which I'm even more excited about, and that is the Vikings signed Chandon Sullivan, yet another former Packer that we just decided to take out of Green Bay. And I like this. He was a pretty good corner for them last year. I saw his stats. He does have pretty decent stats. It's right here. 54 games played in. How many was it? So, career stats since 2018. He signed as an undrafted free agent with the Eagles in 2018. So that's 2018, 19, 20, 21. So that's 64 total games he could have played. So he only missed 10 games. That's not terrible. That's like 3 games. That's 2.5 games a season. That's pretty good. And then 5 interceptions. Again, not terrible. Not every cornerback is gonna get a ton of interceptions. Xavier Woods was like the second or third best cornerback in 2017. He only got 2 interceptions. 100 total tackles, and then 18 assists, which I'm assuming that's assisted tackles. I'm so happy about this because now not only on the defensive line do we have Danielle Hunter, DJ Wanham, and Zadarius Smith, who has experience in a 3-4 defense, which we will have with Ed Donatel. We also have, for linebackers, we have the new Jordan Hicks and Eric Hendricks, which I don't think we're gonna have Anthony Barr next year. I think signing Jordan Hicks was a sign that we wouldn't. And then for our goodness gracious, I'm so overexposed. And then for our defensive backs, we have Harrison Smith, possibly the best safety in the league. One of the best coverage safeties, the best tackling safety, one of the best blitzing safeties in the league. We also have Cameron Bynum, who showed signs of being of having so much potential for us last season. I think he had a pick or 2 last season too, so which is pretty dang good. And then now we have Chandon Sullivan. And then also, not that this really matters because he has not been that good for us the last 2 seasons, but we do have Cameron. Frick. Please don't say that ended the video. Oh, good. That didn't. I got a low power mode. A low battery notification on my phone. Yeah, then we also still do have Cameron Dantzler, who he isn't great, but I think I think he does have the potential to be a pretty good cornerback as twig arms as he is. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell, comment what videos like to see, and as always, excuse me, never forget the Packers will always suck, and Skull Vikings.